So, just to tell you my thoughts on, um, you could say this about all pop culture, really. Pop culture, rap, all the rest of it. Basically, to skim off the top cultures of nations around the world. So, what do you see? Like you see people from different countries now, we say, and people I know will say it's all America, 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 but I don't think it is. I think America is just a cover term. I think that they're creating a new world order. Well, there's been a new world order for the longest time, but they're pushing for it, and now overtly. But I want to talk specifically, and if you think that's just what you call a conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory is a term that was just created so you wouldn't go near exploring particular ideas or thoughts. It's like the weaponization of a word like racist, misogynist, homophobe, is to keep you away from that. That's what it's about in your mind. So basically, I want to talk about, and the whole thing about the New World Order. There's plenty. They're quite overt about it. I mean, people think, oh, you're just a nut. You're thinking about it. That's a crazy idea. Oh, I'm not going to. The American presidents have been, each one of them for the longest time, have been standing up in podiums talking about bringing in a new world order. The US dollar on the bottom of it in Latin, I forget how it's said in the Latin, but it literally translates to new order of the ages. That's underneath the pyramid with the little eye on top, that's floating above the pyramid. But I had to lay that down first in order to then tell you about what I believe hip hop, rap, and the whole hip hop culture was created for. And I do believe it was created. I don't believe well, it could have started as a ground up thing, but I think it may have gotten taken and used as a tool for the new order of the ages. And so what I see is that it was pushed by big producers of the same stock all the way around, pushed all around the world. You see that like, put it this way. Now, I was a b-boy. I was a breakdancer, and I was a graffiti artist. And I actually brought it from England to here. Okay, so and I was one of the first, if not the first. But I can't clearly say I was the first because I obviously don't know. But I saw nobody else doing it when I brought it over back in the early '80s. I was listening to rap on my Walkman. I was wearing baggy combats because I was a breakdancer. So, but if you think about it, that's a culture which is superimposed by the young men over their own culture. So I believe that what happens is that your own culture gets targeted in the media for being ridiculous, being stupid and twee, and has no teeth to it. And then like traditional Irish music, alcohol, all the rest of it, and that gets destroyed. And then they bring in this other culture, which the young men then identify with and adhere to. And what that does then is it creates a kind of like a veneer culture, which sits on top, and it's across every nation. So people can say, oh, isn't that great? It spans the globe and unifies everybody, blah, 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 blah. Yes, it does. But it also destroys diversity, true diversity of culture and peoples, as we now see in Ireland, where it led to, what it's led to. The massive influx of migration from peoples from all over the world who no longer believe they have a nation or are a people of a nation, and can be moved about just like, chess pieces on a board or musical chairs. They just become workers, consumers, and moved around. So I do believe that's what hip hop was created and pushed for, was to superimpose itself over traditional native cultures and get rid of them. If you even look at the word racist, and I must go into this, I must do a quick video on this using OBS and screen video and all the rest of it, showing you on Wikipedia and all the rest of it about the American military general during the Indian Wars. General Pratt was his name, and basically it's hilarious. But there's loads on him. And basically, that was the first recorded instance of the word racist being used. Was that he wanted the Indians to assimilate into the culture of the peoples who were invading, whereas all the other generals and sergeants and authorities at the time said, no, we just segregate and we keep them over there. He said, no, look, the best way to destroy their culture, the best way to get rid of their culture and their sense of identity is to actually make them talk, live as we do. And so when they wanted to hold on to their feathers, their headdress and all the rest of it, he would refer to them as racists. Well, I don't think it was even used as a bad word at the time. It wasn't weaponized with a bad stain tinge to it. It was basically just the word to describe what they were doing. You understand? So, and so basically his idea was to actually assimilate them so much that they'd lose their own identity. Isn't that incredible? So that word now is weaponized in Ireland as other cultures flood in here. And we can no longer identify strongly as our own culture and identity as a people, because anybody can be us now. You can switch and change. So you see the New World Order.